Everybody loves a new life, and it's probably one of the strongest examples of how the Hitman formula works. The level takes place in a small suburban neighborhood, and your targets are Vinny and a microfilm that his wife wears. Vinny is under house arrest, protected by the FBI, and your job is fairly simple. You have to get in, take him out, take the microfilm, and get out. But despite how easy and simple that sounds, this level is deep with opportunities and random events. There is so much going on in such a small area. And one of the reasons for that depth is how well the disguise system is used here. Even if you get the FBI disguise, you're never fully secure in the house because there are guards constantly patrolling each room, checking spaces, stopping to check out everyone else. If you take Vinny out in his bedroom, the quiet spot on the map, a few minutes later his guards will walk in and find his body, ruining your perfect silent assassin rating. So even though you're in a small area, which is just one room in this example, you're dealing with the body, you're dealing with the fact his guards are going to come in, so now you have to distract the guards. There's so many different factors that you're working with within this small area. And considering that guards patrol around the whole time, you can't move a body through the house. So how do you deal with a body when there are guards constantly patrolling? So when you do pull off that perfect run, you feel like a real spy, and that's incredible. That being said, it is a bit too easy to get the FBI disguise. There is a surveillance van outside of the house. You can put in some donuts, which the people will then eat, and then you can get a disguise. And then you have basically free range to move throughout the house. That can make the level a bit too easy. But even with that disguise, the level still enforces some rules. One of my favourite details is that when Vinny's in his room, you're not allowed to enter. If you try to walk past the guard to get in, even though you yourself are an FBI agent, you will be stopped and attacked. These restrictions make a small space feel even smaller, which just adds to the tension. Outside the house, the street itself feels alive. There's a jogger who runs around the entire map and will often catch you in the act of something. There's also a bin man who walks around the map who will also catch you. And there's a woman gardening who is really hard to get past. She kneels down behind these bushes and you have to time it perfectly for when she's kneeling down to get past, and then also time it perfectly to come out again while she spots you. It's actually quite difficult. There isn't much to do outside of the house, but every structure has its purpose. For example, the garage door with the annoying garden woman contains a bottle of ether, and that ether can be poured on some clothing which a guard will then sniff, which will then knock him out. This guard will later then not go into Vinny's room and find his body. So the level encourages you to roam around the map and find these items which you can then use to navigate guards within the house where you want them. Again, adding to the depth of such a small level. So even though it's a small map, there's so many moving parts, and that's why A New Life is a fan favourite. I think the secondary objective of having to get the microfilm from Vinny's wife is genius, because she's not a target, so if you take her out, that will affect your rating. She'll stumble around the house drunk, and there are several ways to deal with her. You can dress up as the clown or the pool boy, both of which give you private access to her where you'll go in a room and she'll be alone. Or more famously, you can add lighter fluid to the barbecue, which will then cause it to explode while she's using it. And this is why A New Life works so well, because it's a small level but it's just so deep, full of tiny moments. There are opportunities I'm not even mentioning in this video because there's so many ways to take out Vinny and the wife. You can take out the dog by getting a tranquilizer and go into a tree house, but you have to get past another woman gardening by the entrance to the tree house. There are so many tiny moments throughout this map, and that's why it's loved. But what's your thoughts on A New Life? Let me know in the comments.